I'm back with my third Q&A ever. And if you notice that my voice sounds a little bit different, it's because I'm recording this on my iPhone 6S. Normally, I record on my iPhone 5S just because the sound quality sounds a little bit better to me. So that's why I use that phone, but on my iPhone 6S, I got 64 gigs. And I constantly run out of memory on my little 16 gig iPhone 5S when I'm doing these Q&As. So that's why I sound a little bit different. Now let's get to the questions. If you had a criminal record, couldn't get a job, and the only way of getting paid was shotting, street hustling, what would you do? Tell us a little bit more about your crack dealing days and how you survived. You mentioned it in a video about the guy, Celestino, who got caught with 10 bricks. Now, I was in a similar situation like that. I caught a felony, fleeing and eluding. I was driving, man. I was drinking at my uncle's house. And, I wasn't too fucked up. I was good to drive home. But, the police got behind me and they pulled me over. They tried to pull me over. I didn't want to pull over because I didn't want to get my second DUI. I was just about to get my license back. So I shot out on the motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? I really didn't go over the speed limit. I didn't know that I was committing a felony. I just didn't pull over. And I went like about 10 blocks while I was looking for somewhere where I can jump out and run. But I didn't really know that side of town. So it was like snow and the damn cement was wet. I tried to, my drunken mind, I thought I could fake out the police and pretend to go straight and turn right. And I ended up sliding into a pole. And I jammed the driver's side door, jumped out, tried to run between two houses. But it was a tall-ass picket fence. Tried to jump over that bitch, and the motherfuckers grabbed my coat. This is Michigan. It was wintertime. Grabbed my coat and just yanked me down. And that's when I found out that I had committed a felony. So that's what my felony was for. Fleeing and eluding. And then I got out, with a felony. Felt like I wouldn't be able to get a job, not knowing that it's a lot of places that hire felons. But, I was just like, oh, nobody ain't going to give me no job. I got a felony. I'm black. So, I did start a hustle. I started selling crack. Back then, this was like 2005. I had a good connect. I paid $70 for 3 grams of crack. I had $100. I had like 500 put up somewhere, but somebody stole it. Somebody owed me $100. I bought 3 grams of crack with the $70. Bought me like a $20 Page Plus phone that come with like 80 minutes on it, and bought me a combo at McDonald's. And then I got started. I did that shit for like 2 years, selling crack. So I did that before. I was in that situation, and that's what I did. But I wouldn't recommend doing that. I never got caught. But not everybody could be me, man. It's a lot of motherfuckers snitching. More so than it was back then. Nowadays, it's just like motherfuckers don't give a fuck. If somebody is snitching, but people got something to gain from that person, they won't even really give a fuck about that person snitching. So, if you selling crack nowadays, you got to be careful. Motherfuckers going to snitch on you. So I wouldn't recommend doing that shit. I would recommend you can get a job with a criminal record, especially if you don't have a felony. If you don't have a felony, you don't have any violent crimes on your record, you can get a job. So I don't recommend doing that shit, man. Tell us a little more about your crack dealing days and how you survive. It's a long story, man. I just jumped out of there, man. I kind of was careful who I dealt with for the most part. In the beginning, when you're trying to get on, you kind of got to be out there more. Be out on the block, meeting people, and trying to build your customers up. But that only lasted like so long. After like 30 days, I was doing pretty good, man. At least $100 a day after 30 days, And then after a few months, I didn't really have to be out in the open like that. I just had people calling my phone, and then I just go to them, And then they kind of and what I would do, what made me successful at it, not too successful. At my peak, I was making like $1,000 a day. But I was giving people more than what they would get from the next person. That way, yeah, I would make a little less profit, but more people are gonna buy it, so I'm gonna make more in the end. And I just did it like that, man, for 2 years. I really was gonna do it for the rest of my life, but I met my baby mama, and she wanted me to stop, and she moved us out of town, and You know, and then I stopped selling, man, but I was going to sell forever. You know, I got to the point where, you know, before, like when I had to be on the block to make my money. You know what I'm saying? And then I was like going off of my phone, but I was making deliveries going to people. And then I got lazy. I got to the point where it was like, you know what? I can let those people go that I got to go to. And then I just only deal with the people that I trust that I can have come to me, just meet me at the store or something like that. And then I could have did that forever. You know what I'm saying? Well, at least I felt like I could do that forever, but you never know, man. Motherfucker get pulled over with some dope. They got kids. They just might tell on you. You never know. But, you know, I had like situations where like certain prostitutes that I was dealing with, I found out they was snitching later, but they didn't snitch on me, and it was because I was their best connect. And, you know, they always gonna put their drug habit first. You know, they not only want to go to prison, but they want to be free, but they want to get the best deals while they're free. So that saved me, man. And did it for 2 years and then, you know, stopped. And, you know, I just went on with my life, man. I started working different jobs. I think my first job after I stopped selling dope was Taco Bell. Then I moved on to factories. Then I pretty much just stayed working different factories for like the next 10 years, you know, or 8 years or so. You know, you can make decent money in factories. And, you know, you don't have to really deal with too many customers and shit. I'm not really the most friendly motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Hi, how are you doing today? How may I help you? You know, I'm not really that type of motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I want to just be at my machine. I ain't got to talk to no fucking body, do my shift, and go home. And then you get full time at factories. Those fast food places, they be trying to give you that motherfucking, you know what I'm saying, the motherfucking 22-hour weeks and all of that bullshit. All right. Let me set my phone where it won't time out on me. All right, man. Moving on. What do you think about Callum Smith? In my opinion, he'll be a dominant force in the super middleweight division once he gets his mandatory fight against Badou Jack. All right, man. What do I think about Callum Smith? I think that he has a blown up record, and I heard somebody else talking about him, and I think he ain't been fighting nobody, and you know I think that he needs to step up his level of competition before he's even anything to talk about. You know, his brother Paul Smith got knocked out he got stopped by Andre Ward in his comeback fight. And his other brother, Liam Smith, just got beat the fuck up and knocked out by Canelo. And Callum Smith hasn't really done nothing. He's undefeated, but his record sucks. Even though he's undefeated, Liam Smith was undefeated. And you've seen what happened to him. And let me see. I think you're a secret Kell Brook fan, which is why you get on his case sometimes, because you want to see him reach his potential. You know what? I believe in Kell Brook. I already know he's a great fighter, but all he do is fight fucking bums. You know what I'm saying? And he wouldn't stop fighting those fucking bums. So, you know, that's where the frustration was at. See, because if he wasn't a great fighter and he was fighting bums, he wouldn't be nothing to talk about. But we all know he's a great fighter. We just want to see him, you know, take tougher fights. Yo, Travis, would you consider Broner number 2 after Crawford at 140? No, I still consider Victor Postal number 2 after Crawford at 140. Victor Postal is a great fighter, man. He just, you know, he just levels beneath Terrence Crawford. But that don't put Broner ahead of Victor Postal. But, you know, I think I would give Broner number 3 after Terrence Crawford and Victor Postal. For sure. All right, man. Okay, let's scroll on down. Who wins, Prince Nassim Hamed or Guillermo Rigondeaux? You know, Prince Nassim Hamed was one of my favorite fighters of all time, man. I used to love, like, his style and watching him fight. I even used to try to box like him and shit, just lean with it and shit and throw these wild-ass shots. But, you know, there's only one Prince Nassim. I would love to see somebody else come back and fight like him. You know, it's entertaining as hell, but Prince Nassim would get, you know, the fuck outboxed out of him, you know what I'm saying? He'd get outboxed like a motherfucker by Rigondeaux. So, you know, I don't think it would be close, man. All of that wild shit, you know, like all of those angles where he'd throw those hard shots, he would be getting hit while he's on those angles, and he'd be getting knocked off balance and shit, knocked all over the ring. The shots that Rigondeaux would land would look so much more dramatic because of Prince Nassim's style, so that wouldn't be a competitive fight. If Ronda Rousey beat your ass in Venice Beach, would you press charges, hopefully settle out of court, and get set for life? You know, if Ronda Rousey tried to do anything, she would probably get tased and dropped on a spot. She'd get electrocuted, you know, and then I would probably like take her to court and try to sue her some shit, tell her I was in fear for my life. They might just lock me up, even though I was defending myself. You know, it's Ronda Rousey, it's a white woman, I'm a black man, you know. The black man had to be in the wrong, right? You see that white woman laid out on the ground. You know, not to be racist, that ain't racist. That's just reality. That's how life works. You can't be fucking up no white woman. And you a black man, the motherfuckers might kill me when they show up. But, you know, she might not beat my ass, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, shit, I respect her skills in the MMA ring, man. But, you know, you're talking about a 135-pound woman fighting a 190-pound man. You know, so yeah, you can do that shit that you're doing to those little girls that you're fighting. But, you know, it's going to be harder for you to do that against somebody that's nearly 200 pounds. You know, it'll be a tough fight for Ronda Rousey. But, okay, let me see, man. All right, man. KOD said, I ain't got no questions about this fake boxing bitch game. Just give me a shout out. Shout out to KOD Testimonies. He comments on, he watched all of the videos. He commented on all of them. And he's very pro-black, which, you know, some people would say that's racist, but that's not racist. It's a lot of people that's pro-white. They just don't admit it. You know, a lot of these Triple G fanboys are pro-white, you know, and they just don't admit it. They just troll the fuck out of you. You know, but I've never seen him being racist towards anybody. He's just like, support the American black fighter. There's nothing wrong with that, man. Shout out to KOD Testimonies. If you see him in the comments, you know, show him some love. He got the picture where he got the black suit and the gold tie. Why didn't you box if boxing was your passion? See, like me, I love boxing. Been boxing for 6 years. And honestly, if I don't make it, I'm still watching boxing. You know, I actually wanted to be a boxer, man. You know, I started boxing when I was like 13, 12 or 13. You know, I boxed, I was like probably 130 or something like that. And then the person that I boxed was like 180, but I ain't no hoe. You know, he was beating the fuck out of me. Like, he was outboxing me. Let's put it like that. You know, it wasn't like he knocked me out cold, but he was way bigger than me. But it was still fun, you know. We just kids having fun. And then after that, I got me a couple pairs of gloves, and I used to box anybody in the hood that wanted to box, and I used to beat all of their ass. You know, and then even when I went to the Army, you know, I used to box all of my boys in the Army and beat their ass. Anybody that wanted to box, I beat their ass. Even my staff sergeant, my platoon sergeant one time, he wanted to box. And he's 6'2", I'm 5'8". We had an inspection the next day. We boxed in one of the barracks. And I hit him with like 3 like right hands just back to back to back. I was real quick, man. You know, and he wasn't able to do nothing. He had a black eye. He ended up losing his job as the platoon sergeant because of it, because they found out that he got his black eye from a boxing match with me. And then I did like sign up for a membership at the Virginia Beach Boxing and Fitness while I was in the Army, man. But, you know, they was more so trying to train me, and I really wanted to spar. And, you know, I went in there and I sparred with a middleweight who was about to turn pro. I just went in there like, you know, give me the toughest fighter in your gym. I was like walking around at 143. I was going to box at 140, but, you know, if I really wanted to drain myself, I could have boxed at 135 because I was walking around at 143. But, you know, man, I got the party and this shit. I was stationed in Virginia Beach, you know, and that place is kind of like a mini Vegas. You know, it's like a bunch of nice clubs there. I was young. And, you know, I wasn't really with that training shit because I was already working out a lot in the Army. I want to fight. You know, even though I lost that fight, it was just like, I'm not interested in this training shit. I want to box, man. And even start boxing as an amateur, but, you know, it's levels to it. I just didn't have the patience to keep up with it. And then, like, I just started, you know, partying and shit, and I gave it up. That's why. So, you know, it's my passion, man, but I just didn't stick with it. I chose to party instead. Probably could have made it a long way just by being a trash talker, especially if I would have fought all fucking bums and then talk shit and then duck fighters and then talk shit about the fighters that I'm ducking, like these pussy ass fighters do nowadays. They get rewarded for this type of behavior. I would have made it a long ass ways, talking as much shit as I do. Do you think the Charlo twins will survive J-Rock and Andrade? I see them going from Lions only to Cubs only. You know, I don't really know nothing about J-Rock. I think he just came back from a long layoff or something. And I don't know if I ever seen him fight. He might have just had a fight. I missed it, I think, or I might have caught the end of it. I think he scored a knockout or something like that. But shit, I don't know, man. I heard like J-Rock is pretty good. So, you know, I can only go from what I hear and because I don't really know much about that guy. But shit, he might beat him, he might not. I don't know, man. And I ain't gonna pretend to know shit that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I don't know all of these fighters and everything about these fighters, man. I just started trying to follow like every single fighter and get to know all of these fighters when I started covering boxing. Up until that point, I just followed the fighters that I was fans of. You know, I'm not really like a fan of the Charlos. You know, I watch them fight when they fight, but, you know, that's just because I'm a boxing fan. Not a Charlos fan. They really need to fight some tougher guys. You know, Jamal just fought Austin Trout, so you got to give him credit for that. He clearly pulled that off. But those guys are kind of like, they champs, but they haven't really fought many elite fighters. You know what I'm saying? And they're not really well known either. But, you know, may the best man win. I just don't want to see a motherfucker duck anybody. If it's your mandatory, fight your mandatory. And, you know, I know that kind of is a contradiction. It's different cases for different fighters because Triple G was Canelo's mandatory, but Canelo's the money man. You know, so if you're trying to push a purse bid, being an interim champion where you could demand 45% that you don't deserve, well, then fuck your mandatory. But as far as those guys, they not really in a position to give up any belts. You lose that belt, your stock goes down, you make less money. You need to make that fight. All right, man. I personally think Lennox Lewis is the best heavyweight. Do you agree or disagree, and why doesn't he get the respect he truly deserves? I think he don't get the respect that he deserves just because he's not American. Well, you know, he was the man back then. He got a lot of respect in his day. But, you know, as time go by, you know, Mike Tyson is in America. And we see him on TV more. We see him doing these interviews more. So he's in people's minds more because we see him more often. But, you know, Lennox Lewis was one of my favorite heavyweights of all time. If not my favorite. He was my favorite heavyweight. You know, I like Mike Tyson, but he was really like before my time. You know, like around the time I started watching boxing, I think it was after he got out of prison and shit. You know, so he wasn't really like the prime Mike. He was still doing his thing, but he wasn't the Mike back then. So, you know, I think, you know, yeah, Lennox Lewis was my favorite, best heavyweight. You didn't say of all time, but I don't know of all time, but like of our time, I would have to give it to Lennox Lewis. Hands down. Yeah, 100%, man. Because this guy, he beat every single man that he's been in the ring with. Yeah, he lost a couple times. He got hit with a shot and, you know, couldn't beat the count. But he still came back and beat the shit out of the fighters that he lost to. So he cleaned this shit up. You know, you kind of gotta judge these fighters when they take a loss and they're not willing to, you know, rematch the fighter that they lost to. You look at a fighter like heavyweight like Vladimir Klitschko, who got knocked out 3 times, and I think he just lost to Fury. His only loss where he didn't get knocked out. I don't believe he rematched any of those guys. Maybe he rematched one, but I don't think so. But even so, you know, you got knocked out by 3 motherfuckers. You're not trying to clean that shit up. So, like, you know, if you would have rematched, then what do you think, that you would have got knocked out again? It's kind of like you was scared to go back and try to clean that up. Scared that you might get knocked out again. So, you know, Lennox Lewis is the best heavyweight of our time, man. You know, if you're looking at resumes, he was willing to fight any and everybody. You know, you got to give it to him, man. You got to give him his respect. You know, Mike Tyson might have been a more entertaining heavyweight, but Lennox Lewis was the most dominant heavyweight champion of our time, currently. How do you see the Vargas versus Pacquiao fight playing out? And how do you think Pacquiao would do against other top welterweights like Thurman, Spence, and Porter? You know, Jesse Vargas got outboxed by Timothy Bradley pretty easily. To use Tim Bradley's words, I beat your ass for 11 rounds. I beat your ass for 11 rounds. That tell you everything that you need to know. And, you know, arguably, Bradley lost all 3 Pacquiao fights. You know, he should have lost the first one, lost the second one, definitely lost the third one when he ended up on his head. You know, and this motherfucker outboxed Jesse Vargas pretty easily. Even though Jesse Vargas landed that shot at the end of the fight, that's just one round. I beat your ass for 11 rounds. I love that saying, man. He need to put that shit on a shirt or some shit. But and how do I think Pacquiao would do against Thurman, Spence, and Porter? I think all of them beat his ass. I think Thurman would knock him out. Spence would definitely knock him out. Porter would probably beat the shit out of Pacquiao. If you don't stop him, the decision is going to be lopsided. You know, Pacquiao don't got that power that he used to have back in the day that would be necessary to keep Porter off of him. You know, he ain't really looking like he hitting like shit. He dropped Bradley, though. You know, the first one was an off-balance shot. But, you know, he dropped him. He dropped out Jury. I just don't think he'd be able to do shit with Porter. You know, if Thurman couldn't drop Porter, you know, the mid-20s Keith Thurman, then like the late 30s Pacquiao is not going to drop Porter. He'd run through him. I think all three of those fighters would beat his ass. I just seen Tiki TV. Your boy Kell Brook is a fraud. Okay. Let me see. Do you believe Danny Jacobs has a good chance at beating Triple G? And if so, what does he have to get the win? Danny Jacobs has the height advantage. Triple G is 5'10.5". Danny Jacobs is 6 feet, 6'1". Danny Jacobs has the reach advantage. Danny Jacobs has better footwork. Danny Jacobs is faster than Triple G. You know, Triple G has better ring generalship, a better chin, and better power. But like I said before, Danny Jacobs is faster footwork, taller, longer reach. He's still strong too. You know, he's knocked out like 12 straight opponents. So, you know, that's going to be a tough fight for Triple G, man. And I'm hoping that they make it. I'm really leaning towards Triple G winning that fight, but not easy. You know, it's going to be like a tight fight, man. You know, I give like Triple G probably like a 60% chance at winning that fight. It's going to be tight. But, you know, Danny Jacobs might very well beat him after reading that blueprint that Kell Brook laid out. He might fuck him up. And Triple G might duck him. So, you know, we might not even see that fight. Who do you believe Canelo's next opponent will be May the 5th? He might fight Kell Brook, man. He might fight Kell Brook. Kell Brook fought Triple G. He looked good against Triple G. So, you know, people want to see how Canelo will look against Kell Brook. Even though I don't think that he should make that fight. I think that Canelo should either... I mean, if they have that fight, then what weight is it going to be at? Kell Brook has never fought at 154. He went from 147 to 160. He don't even know what type of fighter he's going to be at 154. But, so what are they going to... And Canelo's planning on moving up to 160. So what are he going to go to 160 to fight him? But, you know, he might fight Kell Brook next. If not, you know, Billy Joe Saunders is running around talking a lot of shit, man. He's just like, I can't stand this little bitch-ass shit these fighters do nowadays, man. You know, ducking the fighter is one thing, but talking shit about fighters that you ducking is completely different. It's annoying as hell, man. You know, some of these fighters just need to get slapped the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? Like, shut the fuck up. Shut your bitch ass up. You don't want to make a fight, but then you talking shit about the fighter you ducking. What's wrong with these motherfuckers, man? But I think he's either going to fight, Canelo's going to either fight Kell Brook or Billy Joe Saunders. If Triple G wins against Canelo and Andre Ward, will you change your aggressive behavior towards Golovkin? You know, that's a pretty ridiculous question because Triple G is ducking both Canelo and Andre Ward. So how the fuck can he win a fight that he's ducking? You know, he already ducked Andre Ward, and he's going to duck Andre Ward for the rest of his life. He said not today, 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? This was like 2014. It's too much for me right now. Not today. So, you know, not today turned into years. You know, 2017 is right around the corner. So, like, not today turned into 3 years. He ain't going to never fight Andre Ward. So how could he beat him? He ducking him. He going to duck him forever. And then he acting like he going to duck Canelo, man. You ain't want to take the $10 million. You was so quick to take $5 million and embarrass yourself, you know, show the whole world that you're a liar, a hypocrite who contradicts yourself because it was a big payday. It was a money fight, which is the excuse that Triple G fans made for him. But Canelo fight is a money fight. Oh man, he deserves 60, 40. It's an excuse. I've been telling y'all this, man. It's always gonna be an excuse. Look, I'll fight from 154 to 168. And Canelo say, come to 155, I'll fight you any day that you want. No, middleweight is 160. Okay, I'll come to 160. You know, and then it's like, all right, well, I want 50-50. You know what I'm saying? Should I give you 10 million and I come to 160? I want 50-50. It's always going to be an excuse. He don't want that fight. Just like he don't want the Andre Ward fight. He ducked Andre Ward, talked shit about him in the media, ducked Canelo, and now he's talking shit about him in the media. So I can't even answer that question, man. I can't even say if he wins a fights that he's ducking. It's ridiculous. Would you catch Shady Slim's fade if you saw him? Shady Slim is a little dude, man. He's a little skinny kid, man. You know, I'm way bigger than him. You know, he don't really seem like he about that life, man. I'm not a bully. You know, but I will have a really serious talk with him. But, you know, he do make you want to fuck him up, though, don't he? All that annoying shit, man. You know, like, it's like, it's one thing having your opinion, but it's not your opinion. You out here saying unfavorable things about black fighters, you know, to please white people. You're associating with racists. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and you lying to people. Some people said they thought you was white. You've been running around telling people that you biracial. When you black, you straight up black. It's clear in the video that I posted. You black than a motherfucker. He do make you want to body slam the fuck out of his ass and choke his ass out. You know what I'm saying? But, shit. You know, I don't think it'll come to that, man. He'd probably be shook. He'd be he already small and shit. He'd be scared, you know. I mean, I talk kind of loud and shit, too. I'm kind of, like, aggressive. So, you know, I mean, I ain't finna bully no Shady Slim, man, but he do make you want to fuck him up. Somebody might fuck him up. You know, I wouldn't fuck him up, you know. I just, like, look, man, you need to cut this shit out. But, you know, somebody else might run up, you know, while I'm talking to him and punch him in the back of his head and beat the living shit out of him. So, you know, you really need to cut the shit out, man. You know, because, you know, you misleading people from around the world, man. And then you black, and then you saying these things about black fighters, and then white people share your videos like, look, you know, look at what he said. You know, it's like, because you black, they feel like you are one of us, like black people, but you're not one of us. You're one of them. You know what I'm saying? But they, like, gonna share your shit because you black. So it's like a black person said this, so, you know, it's valid. No, but it's not. That's a coon video. So he make coon videos. You know? So do you have some issues with Strictly Boxing News channel? Have you ever spoken to him? I don't even know who the fuck that is. You know what I'm saying? He might have made a diss on me. I don't know. He might have, might not have. But, you know, I don't know who that is. Don't watch diss videos. Never heard of him. Wish him nothing but the best. If Canelo and Triple G fight and Canelo tells Triple G to wear bigger gloves, do you think he will accept? You know what? That's a very good question, man. He wore bigger gloves with the David Lemieux fight. David Lemieux and Triple G had like the same size gloves on. In that fight, he took that fight, but David Lemieux wasn't really, he's like a B-level fighter who was given a belt against Hassam Nadam. So, you know, he might not accept. It's always going to be an excuse, man. And he don't want to fight Canelo. That's all it is to it. Motherfucker offer you $10 million. You made your highest payday, $5 million against a welterweight. You don't want to take $10 million against a fucking junior middleweight who's willing to come up to your weight class where you're comfortable, double your highest payday, and you don't want to take it. He don't want that fight. So I don't think he's going to accept regardless. Especially if he can't wear his bantamweight gloves. Get a motherfucker 60-40 and tell him he needs to wear some middleweight gloves, some regular size gloves. He's going to turn it down. And then he's going to complain about the location. It can't be this place. It can't be that place. It need to be in Kazakhstan because it's gonna be a neutral ground, and it is gonna be some bullshit. All right, it's gonna always be an excuse. I've been telling y'all this for a long time, and then y'all see he's offered all of this money and he turned it down, man. But you're not a businessman, right? Canelo's a businessman, and he's probably gonna try to offer me, some low offer like $2 million so I can turn him down, and they'll say that I didn't want the fight. And then he offer you a very serious amount of money and you turn it down. You don't want that fight. And, by the looks of the Kell Brook fight, it's obvious why he don't want that fight. All right, man. Thanks for the shout out, G Boom. You say you remember when this channel had 500 subs. Yeah, that was a long time ago, man. That first 1,000 was hard to get, man, but then they come faster and faster, over time. As long as you stay active. Because I've been having a drought because I barely made any videos last month. I made like 10, 11 videos. But, appreciate the love, bro. G-Boom. Triple G versus Jacobs. Who wins? Why is Triple G willing to fight Jacobs and not someone like Laura? I don't even think that fight is going to happen, to be honest. I don't think he's going to fight Jacobs. I think they trying to, the WBA ordered him to fight Jacobs, but it's not a sure thing that he's going to fight Jacobs. His trainer is talking about Jacobs pricing himself out when Jacobs is only entitled to 25% to whoever wins that purse bid. I think, and it's looking like, I think they got to like October the 10th or something like that. But they've been negotiating for a little while now, at least a week. And, it might go to purse bid. HBO might lose. I heard that HBO said that if the WBA orders the Jacobs fight, they're not going to buy it, period. So if that's the case, and PBC win, and Triple G can't fight outside of HBO, then, we're not going to see that fight. But Jacob said he wouldn't have a problem fighting on HBO. But if the motherfucker's saying that they don't want to buy that fight, then, it's because Danny Jacobs is a dangerous opponent. They protecting Triple G. They have been. Why do you think Andre Ward had to sign to fight Kovalev in order to get his HBO contract? But Triple G can fight as many bums as he wants. And then HBO say they're not going to buy that fight. Why? Because they still want to hold on to Triple G's undefeated record. Yeah, Triple G, I think that he might be able to pull that one off. But it's going to be tight. It could go either way. You know what I'm saying? 60%. So it's a 60% chance that Triple G is going to win that fight in my eyes. But that's a dangerous fight for Triple G to have, man. And, I think HBO understands this. They've been trying to build the Canelo fight. You see, they like scheduling Triple G's fight. The fuck was that? It must have been my watch. They scheduling Triple G's fight with, let me turn on my fucking watch. That wasn't a watch. They scheduled Triple G and Canelo's fights like a week apart. And then they asking both of those fighters about each other. So like, it's obvious that they want to build that fight up because they wouldn't be scheduling these guys so close and constantly asking these motherfuckers about each other. And Danny Jacobs could ruin that whole shit. So I don't think that he want that fight, man. Oh, I don't think HBO want the fight, and I really don't even think Triple G want the fight. He be ducking motherfuckers left and right. And if that fight don't happen, and Triple G drop his belt, I want to hear Triple G fanboys who call Canelo a coward for dropping the belt and not fighting Triple G. I want to hear those same motherfuckers call Triple G a coward. That's only fair. Don't worry about the politics, because y'all didn't give a fuck about the politics. Triple G didn't deserve 45% at 160 as the interim champ. You don't deserve that shit. That's damn near half. You don't deserve that. Fuck the belt. And let's keep negotiating. And now he don't want to take 10 million. But he dropped that belt. Y'all call Canelo a coward. So I want to hear Triple G's a coward when he dropped that belt to avoid fighting Danny Jacobs, who has a very good chance at beating him. So, I don't think he's willing to fight that motherfucker. I believe it when I see it. Like I said before, I'm not even interested in those negotiations because I don't even think it's going to happen. Shit, until it's official, that's something to talk about. But, until then, all the back and forth in the media about this fight, I ain't interested because I don't think it's going to happen. Shane Goat Mosley said, I want to slap my hoe. Should I? Well, shit. Hey, What the fuck is she doing? It depends. You know what I'm saying? What did she do to get slapped? You know what I'm saying? Don't slap her just because she didn't make you nothing to eat. But shit, if you catch her with a dick in her mouth and it ain't yours, then yeah, you might want to slap the shit out of that bitch. You know, maybe uppercut her ass with a Eubank uppercut. Have her ass. Nah, I ain't gonna say that, man. But yo, don't be nice to the ladies. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to slap her. Just shake her like, you know, like a baby and shit. Be like, shut your ass up. Calm down. Travis, what are some of the countries have you been to? I've been to Germany for 3 months. And I was in the Army. And I did a 3-month tour in Germany. I did a 9-month tour in Kuwait. I stopped by Spain and we stayed there for a week on the way to Kuwait, which was, them women is beautiful over there, man. That shit was like, I forget where I was at in Spain, but I mean, it was a real beautiful place, man, next to a body of water. You know, and those women look so fucking good, man. I wish I could go back, but I probably won't for the rest of my life. Just to be real with you. I got a felony. I don't know if I can lead a country now. And I stopped by Ireland on the way back from Kuwait to the States. I went to Bahrain for about a week for R&R. Like, it's just like a vacation while I was in Kuwait. And then, you know, you can drink over there. You know what I'm saying? You buy a hoe over there. You know, like, you went to this hotel where they have, like, prostitutes and shit. Me and, like, one of my boys went up in there and, like, they just came to the front desk. The front, you know, and you rent the room for $100. $125, and then the girl costs $100, and there's like 10, 15 of them to pick from. It was like the shit. You know, it was beautiful to have options like that right in front of you, these beautiful ass girls. You know, and then to see like even Kuwait or even over there, to see them like in their natural habitat, not to make them sound like animals, but you know, they where they from, you know what I'm saying, dressed with the gowns and the stuff around their head. You know, it's kind of trippy, man, to see people living like that. You know, even in Kuwait, you know, it's kind of trippy. Kuwait is like a very rich country. And 30% of the world's oil supply comes from Kuwait. And, you know, those people don't have to work for a living. I think they just get checks, you know what I'm saying? And they get paid to have babies over there. You know, they'll pay you a certain amount of money just to produce. Because, you know, I think it's more like American soldiers than it is Kuwaitis over there in Kuwait. You know, maybe not now because the Iraq war didn't calm down. But, you know, that was a place, I spent 8, 9 months over there. Hot in the motherfucker, like 150 degrees in the motherfucking, in the summertime. Like, if you lay on the ground, you can, like, see fumes coming off of the ground. And, like, the bottom of my boots was melted. It was so fucking hot. Like, if you was to pour some water on the ground, that shit evaporate within like 60 seconds or less. Or if you spit on the ground, you can see it bubble and just disappear. It's hot than a motherfucker. I remember like we used to have to drink a lot of water, man. And motherfuckers was falling out. We had a tent where if you fall out, you got to go and get that big ass IV to like hydrate you. So that was motivation enough for me to drink water. I used to drink like 1.5 liter bottle, just nonstop, you know, open it and drink it until it's gone. Or until it's like a little bit left, you know? And I used to drink like 7, 8 liters of water a day. You have to, you know, in order to survive, or you will fall out. It's so hot, you get dizzy and shit. If you ain't hydrated, you're going to go out. And what else? And I stopped by Qatar, which is just like, it was like a pit stop from Bahrain back to Kuwait. You know, it wasn't really much, nothing. It was just stop at the airport. So it's 5 countries. Germany, Bahrain, Qatar, Spain, Ireland. Ward has an inch or two on Kovo in height, and Kovo has an inch or two in reach. Do you think Ward can get on the inside and bully Kovo, then wash him in champion rounds? Because that's how I see it. Both of those guys are 6 feet even. And I didn't check the reach before I did this video. I think one of them might have like a 1-inch reach advantage. I forgot which one, but, you know, that's not really that big of a difference. You know, I'm really like kind of on the fence of that fight. You know, I really don't know who to pick. One day, I feel like Kovalev would knock him out. And then the next day, I feel like Andre Ward will outbox him easy. So, you know, but Kovalev's confidence level doesn't really seem too impressive to me. You know, I got like one of my boys, man, from the UK. He's trying to bet me, like, I would bet him $500 American, right? For 1,000 British pounds, which is like $1,300, $1,400 American. He's willing to make that bet with me. You know, it's like, put your money where your mouth is if you feel like, you know, that Kovalev is gonna knock him out. And I don't even know if I'll make that bet. That's a really good bet. I'm still thinking about it, but Kovalev ain't acting too confident. And boxing is 90% mental. Running around here talking about, I don't know if I could beat him, but I'm willing to fight him. And then now you want to be friends with him and shit and shake his hand and say hi, knowing you don't like black people. You know, like, dude, you're not acting like your normal self. It's just like, you make me not want to pick you, period. Andre Ward's already the more talented fighter as it is. I mean, shit, even though he's coming up from a smaller weight class, but still, the way he acting, he don't act like this, you know, leading up to his fights. You going into the biggest fight of your professional career and you're not acting like yourself. So, you know, if Andre Ward call him a few bitches or some shit, ain't no telling how he gonna act. That'll be easy word. You try to go in there and fight on emotion, be popping your ass in your nose all night. Andre Moore just might do whatever the fuck he want to do to Kovalev in that fight. Shit, Kovalev didn't knock out Chilemba, did he? He might knock him down once. Didn't knock him out. And Chilemba was landing some pretty good shots, like, you know, like overhand right hands and Kovalev right wide open to it and shit. And he was dropped by that guy right before he fought Bernard. That wasn't no off-balance knockdown. And motherfucker punched him through his gloves and dropped him. And who's that? Shit, motherfucking Andre Ward's trainer was saying that Kovalev used to get dropped in the amateurs with headgear. So, you know, ain't no telling what's going to happen with that fight. It'll be some shit if Andre Ward stopped him now, wouldn't it? All right, let me get a drink of water real quick. Been talking for 45 minutes straight. All right, man. Do you think the new thing in prize fighting today is cashing out, meaning when a fighter reaches 30 years old, they cash out and retire? Maidana did it. Brooke is about to do it. Cotto and Triple G is about to do it. Do you agree? And is it the smart thing to do since there's no boxing unions after retirement? Yeah, man, that's a good question. But, you know, I think that's what these fighters is doing nowadays, man. You know, these fighters don't really care much about their legacy, man. They all put money before their legacy. All of them. Even the ones that make it sound good, like Triple G. I want all of the belts, and then you're going to fight a welterweight because it's your highest payday. You know what I'm saying? Like, legacy-wise, the Eubank fight would have meant more. You know, even if you couldn't have got Billy Joe Saunders, you know, so, you know, I don't know, man. That's what these motherfuckers doing nowadays. And, you know, a lot of these motherfuckers just duck, you know. They duck even when the money is there. Like Triple G. It's just like, this guy is ridiculous. But Kell Brook cashed out. He's trying to do it repeatedly. It's ridiculous, man. You moved up to middleweight from welterweight like a dumbass and got your eye broke. Your fucking bone in your face broke. You know, Keith Thurman said, how you gonna go and fight this puncher at 160 and you never fought a puncher at 147? He has a good point. You're not used to getting punched in the face that hard. Your face wasn't built like that. It's not ready. It wasn't ready for that weight. But he did good. He did a good job. You know, I'm just saying, man. It's a common injury. But, you know, that's what these fighters doing nowadays. You know, Kell Brook kind of figured that Errol Spence would have been a tough fight for him, and it was a chance that he could possibly lose. And he might have made like $1.5 million for that fight. But why fight Errol Spence, which is a dangerous fight that you could lose, when you can fight, you know, why fight him for $1 million when you can go up there and fight Triple G for $5 million, which is a dangerous fight that you could lose? You know, the answer is simple. I would go up there and fight Triple G instead. And who else you was saying did it? I wouldn't say Maidana cashed out. That's not comparable to what these other fighters is doing. Because, for example, like, Maidana defeated Broner, right? That was a real good win for him. And he didn't really sacrifice himself to a fight. I mean, everybody loses to Floyd, but you know, he put on a good fight with Floyd the first time, and you know, then he earned the rematch, and then he retired because he made a lot of money. He made enough where he could retire and live happily ever after. So, you know, I don't call that cashing out. You know what I'm saying? What Kell Brook did was avoid, you know, a tough fighter in his own weight class to move out of his weight class for more money. That's different than what Maidana did, challenging himself against the best fighter of our generation in his weight class. And you said, who else did it? Brook is about to do it. Cotto. And Triple G ain't trying to do it. He ain't trying to cash out with Triple G. He won't even take the fucking $10 million. And Cotto kind of cashed out with Canelo. He made $15 million in that fight. And he knew it was a good chance he was going to lose, you know, because Canelo's so big and so strong, man. And so, you know, but Cotto, he earned the right to cash out because he gave us so many good fights over the years. He's a warrior. You know what I'm saying? He never backed down from nobody. So, you know, and he's had like a lot of great fights, man. You know what I'm saying? Entertaining fights and even great wins. Future Hall of Famer for damn sure. So, you know, that's like, but that was still a competitive fight though with Canelo. I don't call that cashing out. He demanded like a lot of the money. You know what I'm saying? If you want to call that cashing out, you know, it's just like, okay, it's the end of my career. It's time for me to get paid for all of the years that I gave to the sport of boxing. You know, it's not like really sacrificing yourself like how Brook did. But, you know, it is the smart thing to do because at the end of the day, you know, you got to live, man. You know what I'm saying? Money make the world go round. You know, but, you know, it would be nice to see. That's just me, how I think, but I'm not a boxer. If you're a boxer and you want to leave your mark on the world where people will remember you, you really should care about your legacy too. Because you can make money. If you that good, you can make money taking fights that will help your legacy, not just ridiculous money fights like Canelo Khan or Triple G Brook. That's what these motherfuckers doing. What are your thoughts on David Haye, Eubank Jr., and Lomachenko? I think David Haye is acting like a little bitch right about now. You getting ran out of arenas by Shannon Briggs, man. You motherfuckers like, why? He's running. Hey, David, come back. Why is he running? Hey, go and get him on the other side. Like, I don't know what's up with this dude, man. I guess he's supposed to be lined up for a shot at the WBA regular title after somebody else fight for it. But, you know, he should have been a man of his word and fought Shannon Briggs. You know what I'm saying? You got this man fighting on your undercard. You had to train for that fight. And then you just pull out of the shit and just, like, he confronts you and you take off running. And so, you know, I think he acting like a little bitch, man. Eubank Jr. is a good fighter. You know, I think that he would actually defeat Triple G. But, you know, Chris Eubank Jr. is kind of suspect too, though. You know, like his moves. Because this motherfucker's vacating belts left and right, man. He vacated the WBA interim title at middleweight when he had a shot at getting the Danny Jacobs fight, but he vacated that. And then now he just vacated the British title. It's like, I mean, what the fuck is your problem? Stop vacating all these fucking belts, man. You know what I mean? You might be able to still get fights because of your name, but, you know, it's nice to have a belt too. And you had them. You giving them up. Who else? Lomachenko. I don't really think much about Lomachenko. That last fight he got was pretty impressive. He got a knockout. He looked smooth in doing it. You know what I'm saying? But I think Lomachenko clearly lost to Salido. You know, whether he used dirty tactics, you know what I'm saying, or not, he clearly lost to Salido. And I think that he would clearly lose to Salido again. What is Lomachenko, like 6-1? 6-1, 7-1, maybe? I think that he's just another fighter. He's a hype job fighter. No, he had a great amateur career. But, you know, you turned pro, man, and you took that fight where Salido was bigger than him. He blew up to, like, welterweight. I think they might have been fighting at, like, featherweight or something like that. I don't know. I don't remember. Because I didn't see that fight live. I had to go back and see that fight. I think that fight happened before I even joined YouTube, and I didn't even know who the fuck Lomachenko was. But, you know, I think he's a good little fighter, man. He act like he want to fight everybody. He's willing to challenge himself and even move up in weight to do so. So you got to give him credit for that, man. And he's looking impressive in these fights, but he do got that blemish to Salido. And you know what? What's kind of getting me is this dude, they was trying to make the Nicholas Walters fight, right? And Nicholas Walters was bitching about the money. Lomachenko was like, okay, look, I give you $300,000 if you win. You know what I'm saying? Out of my purse. And then if I win, then I keep it. He's not making that same type of offer to Salido, and then they trying to act like Salido is pricing himself out. He just want to get paid. So, you know, that's not looking like, it looked like you're not as confident fighting Salido as you are Nicholas Walters. So, I don't think much about no fighter that's like 6-1. I think he need to get more fights, because would he lose like his second professional fight? He got too far ahead of himself. What's your favorite beer or wine? My favorite beer is Heineken. I don't ever drink wine. But Heineken is my favorite beer. I drink Corona when I'm at these fights, man. It's just because it's lighter on your stomach and you can drink more. You know, so that's what it is, man. Heineken is my favorite. And when I go to the fights, I drink Corona. All right, man. Let's see. Bro, you a real nigga. I'll be coming to LA in February. I'm a big boxing fan. Let's hook up. I smoke gas. And I know you got some hoes for us. Let me know, fam. Well, thanks for the love, man. I really appreciate it. But, you know, I don't really be linking up with random people on the internet. You know what I'm saying? No disrespect. I appreciate the support. But, you know, it's a lot of setup artists and shit. And, you know, if I really, like, met up with everybody that I met on the internet, you know, I would probably end up in a bad situation. You can't trust everybody. Not saying that you a certain way, but somebody else could be. Like if I was to just start, you know, doing that type of shit. So, I don't believe we're gonna be linking up anytime soon. But thanks for the love, man. Yo, Travis Gambino, what game did you change? Oh, the one in your Xbox One is about the only game you changed, player. Well, you got that wrong. You know, first of all, David Mice, you're a hater, right? You sound like a hater. You know, I did a video, you know, saying that you can ask me whatever you want. You know, I showed a little clip of me at the forum at the Chocolatito fight. I talked shit about the haters in that video, and then you put a hating comment in the video. And let me tell you something. All you haters, you racists, maybe even coons, I used you motherfuckers to help build my channel. Back when I was dissing Floyd, I knew exactly what I was doing. I did it intentionally and repeatedly. And I also praised Khan a little bit, you know, to help build my channel. And then I got to a point, well, when Floyd retired, then I came out and said, hey, he's the best fighter of our generation. He's always been my favorite fighter. I was just talking shit about him for views, you know what I'm saying? And it's kind of fun talking shit about Floyd because it gives you so much to work with. But, you know, I played you motherfuckers, man. You know, I used y'all for y'all hate of this man who's entertaining you, you know, giving you something to do on that Saturday night, you know, to my advantage. And I made a lot of money from doing it. And then I came out and told y'all the truth and kept it real. But, you know, I already done built the following, and y'all already addicted to my channel. So, and then now, I'm keeping it real and dissing all of your favorite fighters. You know what I'm saying? If they deserve to get dissed. You know, I'm pretty sure you a Triple G fanboy. That's why you talking shit. Guess what? You still hanging around. You know what I'm saying? And then the money that I make on YouTube, you know, half of the motherfuckers that view my videos are haters. You know, y'all motherfuckers paying for tickets to my fights and shit. Y'all paying for motherfucking the pay-per-views that I watch, everything. So, yeah, nigga, I changed the game. You know what I'm saying? I showed motherfuckers how to do this shit. And you know what? I ain't the only one that done, you know, pretended to be a certain way, you know, to build my channel. It's a lot of motherfuckers that's doing it or did it. They just want to admit it, you know, because they need this shit. You know what I'm saying? They need to live off of this shit. But me, I don't need this shit, man. I just wanted to get some subscribers. Just so I can, like, watch my subscribers grow. Yeah, you know, I make a few $100s and shit. And I make more than that. I told y'all once before. I make, like, about $1,400 a month on YouTube. After YouTube, I only get 60-40. So, You know, YouTube take 40%, I end up with like $800 some, which is okay. All right, money for some extra money, but if you're trying to live off of that shit, you're gonna be struggling unless you live at your mama house. Like that coon. Shady Sambo. Yeah, he could live off of that shit and live good. But if you're a grown man living on your own, you ain't gonna live on that shit, man. All right, man. Let me see, where's the question at? Damn, that's a long-ass motherfucking... Okay, do you think that if boxing continues ducking and strictly business fights, that the sport will eventually die out? If you haven't paid attention, man, the sport has died out. You know what I'm saying? It is dying. Shit, man, look around you, man. Like, we average like 1 million viewers for fights that's on free TV. Or even like HBO, Showtime, that's like, you know, they average 1 million viewers too. So, and the population in America is 300. So it's obvious. It's obvious that, you know, the sport is dying a little bit. There's still stars in the sport of boxing. It's still money to make in the sport of boxing, but a part of it is the UFC. You see, like, boxing is really big over there in the UK, right? You know, and it's really because, like, the UFC is mainly over here. So boxing is all they got. You know, we got UFC fights all over the place over here. But I don't know if they make those UFC pay-per-views available in the UK. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. But the time difference, when the fight actually happens, you know, y'all motherfuckers be asleep because the UK is like 8 hours ahead or something. So, you know, y'all wake up and find it on YouTube. But, yeah, man, the sport is dying out, man. And do you think but this boxing will never die. And I think that it's a little bit slow right now because Floyd Mayweather retired, and he's really like the only star that we had that could sell a lot of pay-per-views. Manny Pacquiao's on his way out, so he's not really selling much. But yeah, the sport has slowed down big time, man. And I think that we need like an American heavyweight champion that's unified and universally recognized as the heavyweight champion. But we also need other heavyweights, maybe preferably American, that are great fighters that could give him a good fight. We need rivalries and shit. You know, like when I talk to people that don't really follow, they're not hardcore boxing fans like us, you know, they ask me about the heavyweights. You know, who's the heavyweight champion right now? Do we have a heavyweight champion? You know, they don't care about these little bitty weight classes. Like, they know Floyd, you know, he's popular and shit. But, you know, we need that heavyweight division to come back, man. And I think if Deontay Wilder end up with getting all those belts, man, shit, we just might see Deontay Wilder becoming a pay-per-view attraction. He already entertaining as hell. He getting knockouts every single time. And he's outspoken, loud. He become he get all of them belts, or at least a couple of them. Shit, he just might start being a pay-per-view fighter. They start promoting him more. And do you think things would improve if we had an overall regulatory body that could map out and make it a standardization across boxing as to who fights who and when? It'll never happen, so there's really no point of like trying to speculate. There's gonna always be like these forced sanctioning bodies. If not, another sanctioning body will pop up out of nowhere. Shit, WBF or some shit like that. WBZ or IBA, or that might be already there. See what I'm saying? It's just like, it'd be nice if it was only one sanctioning body that you go through, but it's always going to be a bunch of them. Too much money for these fighters to... It benefits the fighters too. It benefits the promoters, the fighters, the promoters, because they making money off of the fighters, and the sanctioning bodies. Everybody win because you can run around and say that you're a champion because you have one of all of these belts, and now you can sell your fights as championship fights. So, you know, maybe they should leave it the way that it is for these fighters to be able to make big paydays, you know what I'm saying, with just one title. Really, they got 5 titles in every weight class if you include the WBA regular title. All right, moving on. Travis Gotti, you heard Triple G just rejected the 10 mil plus pay-per-view revenue, plus pay-per-view upside from Golden Boy. What do you feel about that? Excuse me. It's late as hell, man. 12:30 at night right now in Cali time. You know, I normally be up around this time, but I did 3 videos before this, and I've been talking for an hour straight. I feel like he's ducking a fight, man. I probably pretty much went over that before, like in my other videos. All right, man. Keep up the good work. Do you consider 70,000 pay-per-view buys a success in America out of a population of 320 million? Yeah, it's an success. It's success because it generates a lot of money. But you're right about, the UK having a population of 60 million and selling pay-per-views, selling 600,000 pay-per-view buys. But there's a number of factors why that happens. Y'all pay-per-views are only $20. So more people are willing to buy them. You know what I'm saying? You raise that pay-per-view up to $60, I bet you it won't sell even 300K. So, we could sell like less pay-per-views and still generate more money. But yeah, you are right. Like, just looking at the sales alone and not the price, because that's like 1% of your entire country. You know what I'm saying? 600,000. Yeah, that's 1%. Now, if 1% of the 300 million people that's in America buy pay-per-views, that would be 3 million pay-per-view buys. So, yeah, y'all doing y'all thing over there, but y'all pay-per-views are extremely cheap. So more people will be willing to buy them. Holler at me when y'all pay-per-views is $60, $70. Erislandy Laura won by points. It was a clear win, but judges gave victory to Canelo. Do you think that there should be a rematch? No. No, fuck no. I think that Canelo won that fight. It was close. Erislandy Laura, he ran and ran and ran for dear life. He gave up the ring. He was like obviously scared to get hit by Canelo. And the reason why I say it shouldn't be a rematch is because his statements after the fight. He was bragging about making Canelo look bad in front of his fans. Like, what type of fighter are you? You come in and win the fight, not try to make a fighter look bad even if you lose in the fight. I really didn't like that statement from Erislandy Laura after that fight. So no, you don't get no rematch. I mean, if Canelo decided to stay at 154 and he beat the Charlos, or he found a way to get those 2 belts, and then he got 3, and then Erislandy Laura got the other one, yeah, take the Laura rematch. Laura probably get knocked out this time, because Canelo's getting better, man. He's looking real good out here, man. But Laura lost that fight, man. You can't run like that and expect to win. You can box a motherfucker, but running, straight up running, nah. Wilder or Joshua? Good question, but maybe I'm biased, but I have to go with Wilder. More experience. I think he has a better resume. I don't know. He fight bums and shit. But he has like twice as many pro fights as Anthony Joshua has. So, I got Wilder winning that fight. Do your wife or main chick have a fat, juicy ass? I'm an ass man myself. Well, shit, she got a little something back there, but she ain't got no big fat badunkadunk. She just got enough to hold on to, which is all right with me. Damn, these motherfucking questions. Oh, yeah, we getting towards the end. All right, man. Let me try to get through these motherfuckers. Got like a few left. What are your thoughts on scoring 10 rounds 10-10? I disagree with ever scoring a round 10-10. Give it to one fighter or the other. Fuck a 10-10 round. All right, man. Unless a fighter is knocked down, but then they get up and then win that round, then, they should score it a 10-10 round in a 10-point must system. Otherwise, if nobody hit the ground, I think that's the only situation. If a fighter go down and he get up and he clearly win that round. A lot of times they do 9-9. Who are the biggest cherry pickers in boxing right now? Before I would have said, a year is a long time in boxing, man. A lot of shit could happen. But before I would have said Deontay Wilder, Triple G, and Kell Brook. But Deontay Wilder was all for taking the Povetkin fight, being willing to go over there to Russia to do it, and had no fear. And, it was his opponent who had home court advantage, referee, judge, crowd, every fucking thing. He still tried to cheat. So, I'm not going to include Deontay Wilder on that list no more. because he was robbed of his career-defining moment. And he was like, the fight was like right around the corner, like a week away. Triple G is still ducking and cherry picking. So, you know, I would say that he's the biggest cherry picker in the sport right now. And Kell Brook, yeah, he's still fucking ducking and shit. Because you fought all fucking bums. You only beat Porter. Spence is your fucking mandatory. You don't want to fight this mandatory, but you want to fight all of the other mandatories. And then you're going to run your ass up there to 50 to 60 to get knocked out by motherfucking Triple G. So, you know what I'm saying? He's a cherry picker, but he just took a money fight. He's going to probably go back to cherry picking. He might not, no, because he acting like he just want to take beatdowns for the highest amount of money that he can get. Type of motherfucker is you. Want to fight Cotto and Canelo. For what? They going to both knock you out. Canelo definitely knock you out. Cotto might knock you out, or he might outpoint you. Either way, he's going to beat you. Porter weigh in naked at 147 against Thurman. You think he got issues with making weight like Canelo? And if he does have to move to 154 anytime soon, how good do you think he'll do up there? I think he'll do terrible up there because he's short as hell. What is he like, 5'6"? Those guys like 5'11", 6 feet tall. You know, I think he'd be horrible, man. And I really was disappointed to see him have to strip naked in order to make weight for that fight. It's like, dude, you begged for this fight. You know, and then Thurman finally came around. You know what I'm saying? And then you missed the weight, or you didn't miss it, but you have to take all your draws off and shit too. Even though your draws probably only weigh like an ounce. You struggled that badly to make weight. So, you know, I don't know, man. I think he wouldn't do great at 154, so whatever he doing, he needs to stop packing on muscle or whatever the fuck. Shit, because he ain't going to do too well up there at all. Let me see. Why don't you join a boxing gym in L.A.? You probably don't even live, do you? No, I don't live, and I'm not interested in boxing. I like talking about boxing, but that don't mean that I actually want to box. Ain't nobody about to be socking me in my shit, you know? And I'm 33 now. I'm not the same man as I was when I was 21. I'm not about to be getting beat up by no 21-year-old. I mean, on the streets it'd be different, but in a boxing ring, you know, it's different. It's, you know, there's levels to it. And, you know, I would have to be in shape, too, in order to compete with anybody in that gym. And I don't work out, so, you know, I ain't gonna join just to get in shape, so fuck that shit. All right, man. Let me see. What's up, champ? I remember you seeking 3K subs back in the days. Now you are quickly catching up so-called boxing you quickly catching up to so-called boxing historian and crackhead. Why do you think you get so much hate, bro? You are a funny cat and entertaining. Damn, I'm really tired. I never read that horribly. Well, thanks for the love, man. But you know that crackhead has bought subscribers in the beginning. He don't have more subscribers than me. You know, I have more real subscribers than a crackhead. And, you know, he don't get as many views as I do, even with more subscribers, because, you know, a lot of them is fake. I would, if I have to take a guess, I would say like 3,000 of his subscribers is fake. You know, I could look at his amount of views per video that he get, and, you know, he bought some of those subscribers. A lot of boxing channels in the Ytbc bought subscribers. You know, like 90% of them. You know, the only one that big one that I heard that never bought subscribers was 78 Sports TV. Other than that, they bought them, man. But I ain't thinking about that crackhead, man. I got more real subscribers than him. I know this. He know this. He was on YouTube for like 11 months before I joined. I have more views than him. He's like, he don't compare to me. Ever since my 4th month on YouTube, I've been doing higher numbers than that guy. Ain't got nothing against him, but it is what it is. Oh, shit. Where the fuck all these fucking questions come from? Oh, fuck. Oh, damn. Shit didn't load, man. Okay, now, this video ain't gonna go over an hour and a half. That's for damn sure. All right, let's try to just go through these real quick. As diehard fanboys, how can we demand these fights that we want to see and stop the cherry picking and fighting one time a year? How do we stop this shit? They starving us. Boycott? Question mark. No, we can't stop it. And you know what? We could stop it, but people ain't gonna listen. the way that we could stop this cherry picking and get the fights that we want to see is to stop being fanboys of these fighters. You know, but nowadays, man, these boxing fans defend like these fighters every move. You know what I'm saying? Even when they cherry picking. You know, they cherry pick and then you make excuses for them. They not under any pressure to take tough fights. So they really can just cherry pick their whole career. That's what's needed to change. No, we don't need to boycott. Us as boxing fans need to complain when we not giving a fight or when a fighter is ducking. You know what I'm saying? Or cherry picking. Not making excuses for him so he can go and duck and cherry pick. That's where to stop it. All right. Somebody else asked me, would you run up on Shady Sambo if you ever saw him? I'm out of water. I think I got some Kool-Aid over here. Thirsty than a motherfucker, man. And I told y'all earlier that I wouldn't run up on Shady Sambo if I saw him because I'm not a bully. But, you know, I would wish he would stop doing what he's doing. Oh, shit. I'm thirsty than a motherfucker, but I ain't trying to go out there. My daughter's probably asleep. I'm eating ice now. Just to keep going. So I can finish this video. Oh, shit. You know, that motherfucking ice would be freezing the fuck out of your teeth. No, I wouldn't run up on that dude, man. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't touch him, but I would definitely confront him and let him know to stop doing this shit. Travis, skinny girls or fat girls? If you had to pick one of them, skinny girls. Thick. Not fat girls. No, never. Not fat girls. Skinny girls with hips, thighs, and ass. By 2018, do you think Mr. Not Today will still be undefeated? No, he's not. Unless he just keep ducking, man. You know, like, I really believe that he's going to duck Danny Jacobs, you know what I'm saying, and drop his belt after acting like he wanted to get all of the belts. You know, if he keeps this shit up, then yeah, he might be undefeated. And then he turning down $10 million for, I mean, it's ridiculous, man. He just might if he keep ducking. But, you know, if he start taking some tough fights, then, you know, then he won't make it. But by 2018, nah, definitely. Hell no. He's not going to retire undefeated. He said he only got like 2 or 3 years left in boxing. So 2018 is 2 years from now. He's not going to retire undefeated. I think he's going to lose within the next 12 months, for sure. You know, he just might lose the Danny Jacobs fight. And if he take the Canelo fight, I think that Canelo will beat him. You know, he might beat Danny Jacobs. But, you know, I believe Andre Ward, James DeGale, Chris Eubank Jr., and Canelo would all beat him. And maybe Danny Jacobs, maybe. But, you know, he's ducking all of those fighters because he know better. Who will win, Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence Jr.? I guess I would have to say, I hate questions like this, man. They in 2 different weight classes. Like, I remember when, you know, it was like one of their last fights. I think Errol Spence's last fight. And people kept bringing that up. I mean, like, Terrence Crawford is a junior welterweight right now. So, like, there's no way for us to like, we can't just say who could win. I mean, like, yeah, I would pick Errol Spence just because he's a bigger fighter, regardless of skill. Weight classes matter. Weight matters. And if it didn't, then they wouldn't even have these weight classes. Shit. But, yeah, I would go with Errol Spence, not by, you know, both of them are talented fighters, but Spence is the bigger talented fighter. All right, man. When I come to LA, me and you should meet up and gate crash a KKK meeting. And we might find the crackhead coked up and passed out in one of their dumpsters. Yeah, I ain't going nowhere near a KKK meeting. You go there trying to crash something, you might end up hanging on a tree. And I believe you're white. You trying to take a black man to a KKK meeting? Is this a setup? I might have to watch you from now on. The fuck wrong with you? But shout out to Phantom. You know, we talk a lot on Twitter, you know, and I think I might have motivated him to get started on YouTube. So, you know, thanks for the love, man. But, you know, I'm not coming anywhere near a fucking KKK meeting. All right. Check the PPAP song out and tell me what you think about it. I will check it out after this video. What's up with your newfound motivation on the channel, man? You know what? I did go inactive for a long time, a very long time, man. You know, like, well, last month I only made like 10, 11 videos. It's because the bum fighting was coming to an end. You know, the cherry picking. You know, I came back like, you know, right around the time when, yeah, it was something to talk about because, yeah, these motherfuckers cherry picking, but they are also big name fighters. So I came back to talk about their fight, but I wasn't really too interested in talking about the build-up to their fight or anybody else's fight because it wasn't even really nothing going on in the month of August. But that's why, man. You know, the cherry picks is over with now. Canelo beat the hell out of fucking Liam Smith, and Triple G broke Kell Brook's eye socket, although I believe he was exposed en route to doing that. So, you know, that's why, man, you know, these cherry picks coming to an end. All right, man. Do you think little G Golovkin is inferior? Yeah, inferior to who, though? What? Yeah, I think he is, man, because he's ducking numerous fighters. Damn, he's ducking all these motherfuckers, man. It's just, like, out of hand. I can't stand it, man. Talk shit. You talk shit, and then you duck, and then you talk shit about the people you ducking. How does all of this going to events for free as media work? It's a website that you go to apply. To do that, I don't really know the website off the top of my head because, you know, I never really planned on using it. But you know, ask around, man. You know, like maybe I think I got you on like on my social media, man. Just like inbox me on Facebook. I think I got you on there. And then I'll let you know. But you don't even have a channel, do you? Let me see. Yeah, you do have a channel. You don't have enough. Dude, you got like 3 videos in the last month. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna look at your subscribers, they're gonna look at your total views, and then they're gonna look at your activity before they make a decision. But yeah, man, you just show them that, hey, you know, I got a YouTube channel that gets thousands of views and all of this, and, you know, I got this many subscribers, and then they give you a media pass. Have you ever thought of fighting, like taking up boxing, maybe take part in some amateur fights? See, I thought about it when I was younger, but not interested now. I'm older than a motherfucker. I'm 33 years old, so no, I ain't getting back in there. What's up with Hillary having cancer? I'm trying to get through these motherfuckers now. Shit. This shit is like ridiculous. Yeah, it's like, fuck this shit. What's up with Hillary having cancer? I could read the news, but I'm lazy. I think she's going to lose against Donald Trump because she's been hiding all of these illnesses. You know, I think that was the nail in the coffin right there. You know, and I don't even think she's healthy enough. Like, she's not. Look, man. I think that John McCain had lost that election. I forgot who he ran against. Maybe Obama. Because he looked like he wasn't healthy. Even though he was. And, you know, but Barack was a slick talker and all of that shit. I really don't remember who ran against that motherfucker. But now I'm, you know, kind of babbling. I'm really trying to get through these, but you know, I think she's gonna lose, man. She's too sick. She might not even survive her first presidency. She's deleting emails that could have sent her to prison. You know, you lying about, you hiding that you got cancer, and I'm hearing fucking Parkinson's, and you coughing up green balls. Like, nobody's gonna vote for you. Yeah, some people might still vote for her, but she might die in her first term. Like, she seemed like she on her way out. So I ain't voting for her. I might not vote for nobody, man. I want to vote for Donald Trump, but shit, I don't want to vote for this chick either. Shit, what the fuck is going on, man? Like, you know, hiding something is basically the same thing as lying. You know what I'm saying? You're still, like, being deceitful. All right, man. What is your opinion of fighters using PEDs? I think that all fighters should be given the same PEDs to make it an even playing field, so it'll make for more entertaining fights. You know what I'm saying? It'll shorten their lifespan, but hey, y'all want to take drugs? Give us some entertaining fights. No decisions. It's got to be a knockout. All right, man. What division is going to be the next hot division now that Floyd is retired? Will it still be the welterweight or light heavyweight? Welterweight. I don't know, man. Middleweight is kind of hot right now. Middleweight is real hot. You got Canelo up there. You got Triple G up there. Danny Jacobs up there. You know, Billy Joe Saunders got a title. Chris Eubank Jr. up there. Peter Quillins is still a name up there. He's still something to talk about. You know, middleweight is kind of hot right now, man. But, you know, welterweight has bigger stars. You know, well, no, not bigger than Canelo and Triple G. But, you know, they still generating like millions of views on TV, which still counts for something. And, you know, these fighters is ducking each other. All of them is ducking each other, man. But, you know, personally, I like the welterweight division more than I like the middleweight division, but both of them is stacked. It's kind of hard to say which one is going to be the next hot division because I think that both middleweight and welterweight is hot, but I think that heavyweight is hot right now. You know, big time. You know what I'm saying? You had a lot of different characters up there. Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Vladimir Klitschko, Luis Ortiz. You know, like it's a bunch of fighters up there that you can kind of like mix and match with and have great fights. Shout out to Premier Sports TV. You need to get back to work, man. You make some funny ass videos, man. Shit. I check your channel every now and then and you ain't got shit up in like months and months. All right, man. What are your thoughts on the racism in the Ytbc and the current state of boxing? I can't stand the racism. And, you know, it's a lot of racism, but it's actually a lot of people who are racially biased towards their fighter. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you white, you're going to be biased towards your a white fighter or a non-black fighter, not because you're racist. That's because you're standing up for your own. But, you know, there's a lot of racism here, too, which I can't stand, man. But, you know, it's a part of life. It's racist people in real life. And those racist people in real life are going to show their true colors on the internet because they know that it's not somebody right in front of them that's going to knock them out cold. All right, man. What? Why are you always on Errol Spence like he's the best fighter in the welterweight division? I started not to answer either one of your questions because of that, man. Errol Spence has a lot of potential. He's showing that, you know, he's the real deal. He's making statements every fight. You know, like these world-class elite fighters don't want to fight him. He got Kell Brook running out of the welterweight division. He got Keith Thurman not even saying much no more. You know what I'm saying? And then he's going out there knocking out fighters that Keith Thurman went the distance with. You knocking out a fighter that motherfucking Manny Pacquiao went the distance with. So he's looking good right now, man. All right. Oh, I'm almost at the end. Have you seen Painted Full? Yeah, I've seen about 20, 30 times. Do you think Deontay boxing is biased? You know what? Actually, I don't, man. And I used to think that he was biased until this. James DeGale's last fight against Porky Medina. James DeGale was getting like bullied around the ring even though he was landing the cleaner shots. And after that fight, Dante said that he believes Triple G could beat James DeGale based on that performance. So, you know, no, I don't think he's biased. Not now. Who came first, God or the universe? God. You want to talk about big bangs and all of this shit. You know, what made it Big Bang? What came before the Big Bang? You know, something cannot come from nothing. There had to be something before it. You know what I'm saying? If you got nothing, all you can produce is nothing. It was God. All right, man. I think I made it to the last question. Good, because I'm tired of the motherfucker. All right. That's what's up, Travis. Fuck a hater. I stay traveling. I stay doing the big. I'm looking for the question. Well, thanks for the love, Francisco Garcia. Shit, man. Yeah, man. Yeah. That's all of the questions, man. I made it through. It's kind of weird how that ended up, like, but you know, my eyes are starting to cross, man. But yeah, man, that's the third edition of my Q&A series. I'm gonna try to do one every week, if not every 2 weeks. You know, it might not be much to talk about in boxing and shit, you know, or much to talk about, period. So I might not do it every week, but I'm not gonna let more than 2 weeks go by, you know, without doing one of these Q&As. But I'm Travis Gandhi. Thank you for tuning in to this Q&A. subscribe.
I gotta quit fucking with you. I gotta quit fucking with you.